my god, this is gonna be so good. I know this is gonna be so good. Oh my god.
Hey, it's Gary Tillman, and well, welcome to my really first video. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I think is widely spoken about in the fandom, just not addressed enough, and that's why it's so impossible to really cancel somebody in the fandom now. And let's just get right into it, right? So, as we all know that a lot of people in this fandom are actual weirdos and do some things that are deemed, morally inept, not right. So why do they still get away with it? And I think the short answer is simply our fandom has become way too big. Seriously, it's an issue. Back in the old days, back in the furry days, it was so much better. That's not what I'm doing. Back then, everybody really knew everybody, right? A lot more closed off, a lot smaller circles, because the community was smaller, a lot of people knew each other, and it was a lot easier to relay information. But what I'm trying to get to here is not that people talk, but simply that the bigger the community gets, the more secluded certain groups get. Now stick with me. One of the biggest issues in this fandom is that people, especially newer folks, especially minors as well, start off in a certain community. They follow a certain creator, join a certain group, that's where they start. And with a lot of the younger folks, they're very impressionable. You can tell them something and it sticks to them. They're still learning, their prefrontal cortex is still developing, so it sticks to them, especially if it's something they find fun or a hobby of theirs. If you tell someone like this something that you believe in your community that they started off in, it becomes a little bit of a debacle. Let me explain why. When these newer people in the fandom, or these minors, or these people that are just joining, stick to a community, they stick with it for a majority of their time in the fandom. They have a soft spot for it. And since we were just talking about how big the fandoms got, these groups are secluded, and not everybody believes in the same thing, right? Nobody ever has. But now it's gotten worse because there's a lot more groups that believe in a lot of more different things. So say you are a newer member and you join a group and you stick with it, and then you might move on to it, and then you hear drama about the certain person, certain community. You're more or so likely to side with them because you're impressionable and you think you have a soft spot for these people. That's the issue. Community has gotten way too vast, way too many. And when these newer folks are in these communities, it's typically an issue because they have a following. They harass these people without even hearing anybody else out because it's their community, it's their people, it's their folks, it's what they've been taught. And by no means the fandom growing being a bad thing, and everything's getting too secluded in the fandom. Not everybody knows everybody anymore. A lot bigger of an issue than you think it is. When people have bigger follower counts, when people have bigger communities, it's harder to communicate with them, especially harder to try to fight against them. This is just one of the many reasons as to why it's so hard to cancel somebody nowadays, especially in the fandom. Communities have gone too big, people stick to who they're used to and don't hear anybody else out because it's what they've been taught. I could be completely wrong in this, and absolutely I could most definitely be wrong with this. I'm not trying to side with anybody here. I'm just saying what I had on my mind when I was simply in the bathroom. But please remember, this really isn't the only reason. I just think it's the more emerging issue in the fandom. We have too many people, and it's hard to teach everybody what they think is right and what's wrong. Because, there isn't a textbook. That's a whole dilemma in life, isn't it? Furry is meant to be weird. People fight over kinks, people fight over ideologies. It's always been like this. It's just growing so hard for people to actually weed out the weirdos, because there's always a group out there for them. It's true. If you don't like them, there's probably a Discord server, a community, a panel at a convention for them. Somebody's there helping them out. It's gotten too big, gotten too secluded, and that's an issue, but not the only one. With so many new suit makers, so many new artists, and talented people, people can just buy a new suit, start over. They already have the roots, they have everything they need. It's sad reality, but it's the furry fandom. What did you expect? Either way, thank you for tuning into this video. Your support means a lot to me. It's my first really rant video. And yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Hopefully, I taught you something, or you can maybe prove something wrong out of my reasoning. But oh well, here it is. And as always, guys and gals, have love, joy, and peace.
Yeah, you gotta keep me up with it. Late at night is your favorite hobby. Never thought of my